What's up, guys? It's your girl, Victoria J from 12th Street Talk Back, where transparency is our love language. You guys know that transparency is very important to me because I believe it's the key to bridging the communication gap. Bridging the communication gap in our community amongst our generations has been very near and dear to my heart for a very long time. And I've been working feverishly to spark the heart conversations in our community. As the world changes, people change, life experiences can change us. Sometimes it can be hard to express yourself to the ones that you love. We all suffered something during the pandemic, some more so than others. Life can be like an emotional roller coaster, and that's why I'm grateful to BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. Guys, that you know, with BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists that can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, all you need to do is to answer a few questions about your needs and preferences during therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with a licensed therapist from their network. Then sit back, relax, and you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable via text, phone, video call. You can even schedule live sessions. And if your therapist is not the right fit for you for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional cost. With BetterHelp, you get the same quality and professionalism that you can expect from in office therapy, but with a therapist that is custom picked for you. More scheduling, flexibility, and the best part of all, at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/12th Street. That's better, HELP.com/12th Street. I've also linked it in the description below. Let's start bridging the communication gap together. Welcome back to 12th Street Talk Back, where transparency is our love language. I am your host, Victoria J. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, guys. Come on in. I got some goodies for you all this Saturday evening. I got two, three of my favorite people here today. I've been waiting to do this for a while. We got in the house the king and queen themselves from the Thing About Us podcast, Mr. King Willie and Miss Queen Fiona.
Hey now.
And we got our special guest. You guys heard him once or twice. This might be his third time. My honey bun. King Will. He don't go by Willie, he go by Will.
That's my name, Will.
How's everybody doing today?
Good. Yourself?
I'm doing well. You guys been pouring into yourself today?
Today's been kind of a laid back chill.
It has for me. I've been a little bit under the weather because of the weather, but I just been kind of hanging back today.
Yeah.
I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, there's what? Three congratulations in order for y'all. First of all, congratulations, King Willie, on the League of Kings podcast. I like what y'all doing over there. I like
Thank
what
you.
y'all
Thank you.
doing over there.
Thank you.
And Queen, I love the Teachers Lounge, even though I'm an empty nester. I don't
Yeah.
have any kids in the house, but that's my third congratulations. Y'all empty nesters now. The last time we talked, what was it, April, May, earlier
Mhm.
this year? Y'all, you were saying to me, I can't wait to be an empty nester. Y'all empty nesters now. How y'all feel about that thing?
Won't he do it? Won't he do
Well, I
Feel
gotta
good, don't
Yeah, it does.
Yes,
It does.
it does.
It does.
It does.
You can
Yes.
walk around and do what you wanna do. If you don't
Mhm.
wanna cook, if you don't wanna put no clothes on, you can
The,
do whatever you like.
look, the silverware's not coming up missing. Uh, The microwave stays clean. Just, I mean, it's a million little things, all just wrapped in one.
Yeah.
The toilet paper stay in the house, ain't that right, Willie?
Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah.
Like
Now,
for
now,
real.
now there are times when I go in there and the toilet paper roll's empty, but
Yeah.
I know who that was
Yeah,
because
can I
because there's only two of us here.
can I rebuttal?
I actually hold my stuff for when I go to work, just so there's enough toilet paper in the house.
Would you stop?
Okay.
And the only reason there have been twice that the roll hasn't been on there, but I sit it on the back of the tank is because will you let me?
It doesn't count.
Anyway, he went and bought the mega rolls, and if you put it on there, it's so big, it gets stuck. You can't unwind, so you got to use something first before you put it on there. See, there's
There
a
you go.
method to the madness.
Preach. Look,
See?
Fee, speaking of silverware, we went and bought silverware today. We've been empty nesters for a while, but we've been procrastinating on the silverware thing because we like it's just us. So we done the
Mhm.
store. My baby like, you want to buy a whole container? I said, for what? He said, well, we got people coming for Christmas. I said, they ain't gonna do nothing but throw them away again. Let's get these two for $1.
Well, no, if you're hosting for Christmas, plasticware. Plasticware.
Everything plastic.
Yeah.
Everything
right.
plastic.
Mm-hmm.
No, especially with them kids coming back in town, man. They gonna do nothing but throw them away in the first place.
Mhm.
I was
Mhm.
excited for y'all to be empty nesters though when I
I
heard that.
am too. I'm excited. It's different. And it's our first time being alone together. And so yeah.
So Willie, I heard you earlier on your show talk about all the projects. You didn't broke into any of your projects yet.
What projects? Which one is this?
You were talking you getting rid of the tank or maybe not. Or...
Oh, yeah. No, the tank is still here. The tank is still here. I'm still working on the room. I was gonna work on that, but like I said, I wasn't feeling too good today, so I kind of just laid around and got myself together. But no, the tank is still here. For now,
Pick up something at
For
work. Is a bug going on at your work?
allergies.
Oh yeah,
This
Yeah.
change of weather
yeah.
has just wreaked havoc. And it's been a really, really bad season for allergies here.
Yeah.
Really, really bad, just across the board.
Yeah, just last week we was like in 14, 20 degrees. And then today it's in the 60s and we on a tornado advisory.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
so I walked outside and I've been jacked up since I got home.
Oh, wow. I
That's
feel
And
you.
I'll tell you, we have RSV is going around heavy right now.
Uh-huh.
So with that and allergies and the drainage is turning into the sinus infection. So it's just everything.
Oh, yeah. That's my sinuses. I'm about on 6 pillows. Honey bun don't like pillows, but I'll be 6 pillows tall in the bed with that drainer.
Mhm.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, into this. I'm so excited to have you guys chopping it up. I said on this episode, I said I'm gonna call it the things about relationships.
Okay. Yeah. Relationships.
Yeah.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
What you talking about? Well, I initially told you guys how we met on that snowy night. And I haven't
Kind
left
of
you.
refresh our memories for the people.
For the people, we met. Well, actually, we actually met on a dating site.
Mhm.
We talked on the phone for about 72 hours. It was a snowstorm, and he wanted to drive in it to see what I looked like, to see if my picture really matched who he was talking to on the phone. I think we didn't stop talking. We didn't even hang up probably to take a shower like for 3 days straight. Just talking. He was showing off for his mom and his dad. They were trying not to get him to come all the way down here in the snow. I was trying to get him not to come in the snow, but he had to put the
Nah,
face.
King Will, King Will, I feel you. You were invested. You need to make sure you wasn't catfished. I'm not mad at
Yes,
you, brother,
ma'am.
man.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, look, I asked her, I said, do you want something to eat? She said, yeah. I said, well, I'm gonna get some Waffle House. I'll be over.
Yeah. That's how you do a Waffle House in the snow?
I don't know what it is
Well,
about. I don't know what it is about Waffle House in North Carolina, but it seems like everybody in North Carolina love them some Waffle House.
yeah, hey, that's a relationship center, man.
Okay.
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 That means if you can meet up there like at the truck stop, and if you don't like each other, everybody part ways.
Right. Right. That's funny.
But
Funny.
that's how we met, and I got my omelet that I had
Oh,
been
yeah.
craving.
No, it was a petty milk.
Oh, you turned me on to the petty man.
Yeah.
You did.
Ooh, the patty melt. High five.
Yes,
Love the patty melt.
yes. And
Now,
we've been
sorry.
stuck together like glue ever since. And he got snowed in over here, which probably was a good thing for him.
Yeah, it was. I ain't gonna lie.
And the rest is history, right?
And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
rest is history. He ain't left nowhere, went nowhere yet.
Patty.
That was 8
That's-
years ago.
Look at them look at those patty melts bringing people together.
All right.
Waffle House did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waffle House and his niece. Waffle
Oh,
House
yeah.
and his niece, because he didn't know how to work the dating app. So he didn't hooked up with her at the McDonald's to get to me.
Okay.
Hey, hey, you know how them little young college girls are. They know how to do everything on the computer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what I was doing. So I said, you got to build me a profile. I didn't even know what a profile was at that time.
Right. Right.
So that's
Yeah.
That's our story. We
Yeah.
sticking to it.
Okay. And
I-
how
I
many
would like
years
to s-
ago was that?
That was 8 years.
8
Yeah.
years. Okay.
8
Okay.
years.
it ain't all been gravy though.
No.
That's the way life is, relationships. It ain't all gravy.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
the nature of relationships. A
Yeah.
lot of people think it's the answer to everything and it's the end all be all.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you got to be
so
willing to
true.
put in the work.
You got to put
There
in the
you
work.
go.
That's what I was getting ready to say. You have got to be put in the work. And he's an introvert. I'm an extrovert. So
Saying you have an introvert, I have an introvert.
well, he might be the same.
Okay. So then we feel each other. We feel each other.
Yeah, we like each other. I told him, I said, I love you. Sometimes I don't like you though.
That's
Yeah,
sad.
we have those moments. That's what they say, a thin line.
Mhm.
A
Yeah.
thin line.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I tell you
Sometimes
what,
the
the good
king
I
and
think,
queen meet.
yeah, think the fact that we really like each other has made empty nesting fun,
I mean, the fact that we like each other is the reason why we're still together. What you mean?
There you go.
What you mean?
There you go.
Through that, you gotta like each other, Will.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't like each other, you ain't got to worry about empty nesting. You got to worry about a single bedroom apartment.
Right.
So.
That's true. That is too true. I said, well, I
Yeah.
guess I like you then, honey bun.
I already knew that. I've been listening to you.
Yeah, you ain't telling him nothing he didn't know. I think with relationships, a lot of people don't realize how important it is to be able to do the ordinary
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
and be okay with that. Everything is not, um events and
Uh-huh.
just the show case of it all. It's about sitting at home in the same room on the couch, TV off. Can y'all maintain? Can y'all sustain?
Mhm.
Are you gonna be okay? Are you just dying to get out?
Right. I think we were settled in that. I don't like to go nowhere. He liked to go out. I can do without the going to the mall. I done been there, done that. I do my own hair, do my own nails. Ain't got to worry about that. I don't really like to shop. He has to pull me out, like, let's go.
Yeah.
But I thought he was the introvert.
Yeah, it's sounding the other way around.
Yeah, it sounds vice
There you
versa.
go.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bubbly, talkative person. He leave me alone type person. Let me have the remote control and you go on about your business. Go in your room and play is his favorite word. Go in your room and play. Because I like to talk through the movie and
Oh no,
TV.
you can't do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so
No, ain't no questions. No, ain't none. Just watch it. Because
There you go.
Because the same thing she gonna ask me while she's looking at me, it just happened.
There you go.
Don't
There
ask me
you
no
go.
questions. I'm watching this the same way you watching this. I don't know what's about to happen.
And you got to listen to the dialogue to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You got to follow that dialogue.
You got to put this down and pay attention.
but this is the thing. 9 times out of 10, whenever we're watching a movie, he's already seen it. Now, I don't ask questions to give away what's gonna happen, but sometimes, I'll have a question, that I know he can have the answer to, but it's not to give away, the plot or anything like that.
But it is. For you, for me, it's not because I might have already seen it, but for you, it is. You want to know what's going to happen before it happens, so you're not surprised.
Ask what's gonna happen before it happens. That's not.
I mean,
Same way. Same way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They want to know what happens in the middle and at the end.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah. I'm not telling you. I tell you, you want to watch it, watch it. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to watch it.
You have to watch it.
Yeah.
The sneak peeks. I mean, I don't want you to tell me the plot. I just want to know, did the girl get kidnapped or not? I know I'm gonna see it.
Now, I don't ask those kind of questions.
What it is y'all being impatient. Y'all not letting things. It's like a movie is like a relationship. You gotta let it build up to the climax to know what's going to happen, and then the ending. Y'all talking about the ending, and we ain't even got to the middle of the movie yet. That's part of. That's what's. You know what? I'm gonna throw my whole script away. That's what's wrong with relationships. Excuse me. That's what's wrong with relationships now, because women want to know what happens at the end before we even get started. Why? Why you want to read the credits? Why can't we act out what we're supposed to do first? I'm the director. You the director. I take my seat. You take your seat. That's how this goes. Did you read the script today? Where my orange juice at? How come the toilet paper ain't on the road? What's going on? Read your script. Every day we have a script.
There you go.
And you got to follow the script.
It's a process.
It's a process. Now, because you didn't read the script, because you being impatient, now we at the end reading the credits together on the side of the highway eating cheeseburgers looking silly because you got an attitude.
Can I get back in the?
Yeah. You go ahead.
I apologize in advance because I think he blacked out for a moment.
I plead the fifth over here. I do.
I digress.
What about instructions? What about instructions when you're putting something together? Y'all don't like to read the instructions.
Why we need to read it? Y'all the one want to build.
I give up.
Won't you read the instructions for me so I can build it?
I give up.
That's how you do it.
Don't let him fool you. He is an instructions type of guy.
I do. I read the instructions.
Yeah. Don't feel bad. Me too, man. That's the only way. Everything that they make today, that's the only way that you know how to put it together. You got 200,000 pieces with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too many parts. You got to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like you helped me put that Christmas tree up today too, right?
I wasn't going to. I
Ooh.
was going to sit there and talk on the phone.
Like it was totally opposite. He said, "Put this down, Willie." You say, "Put this down." He was on it, and I was building the Christmas tree.
Hey, look, she wanted a Christmas tree, so we went and bought a Christmas tree.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted an artificial tree.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Babe, we have one in the storage. That's old." Okay. Well, if you've had one for 7 or 8 years, you shouldn't have a problem being able to put this one together. 2 pieces or maybe 3.
Mm-hmm.
And she did a marvelous job.
You know what?
Decorated it and everything.
See, that's how they get. That's the trap, the compliments.
Uh-huh.
Like you're
And
supposed to take away from the fact that he didn't. Okay.
he was
Okay.
telling his friend on the phone, he was like, "Man, you helped me out. I ain't have to lift one finger to put one bulb or one light on the Christmas tree."
Wow.
It was pretty. She
Wow.
did her thing. See, I have the type of wife, if she asks you something, it's for a setup down the road. So if she asks
It
you,
is not.
if she asks you, how does it look? What do you think? I say, babe, it's beautiful. Whatever you think. Do it need more bulbs? Babe, how many strands do you have on there? Well, I have 2. The top is not done yet. I said, well, put the 3rd one on there. Oh, no, that's too many bulbs. I said, well, then why'd you ask? Why'd you ask me? If you knew already that you don't have enough bulbs, take the middle strand and run it up higher.
You know
That
what?
she
And that's
did-
what she did.
Because she didn't read the script for the day. That's what happened. She didn't read the script.
Let's move on. I can't. I don't
Okay.
know about
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know about bringing these two together.
Right. Let's look. Let us take over the question. Let's get into this relationship thing
Let's
now.
get into this relationship.
So y'all, you brought us up to speed on how y'all met,
Yes.
the dating app. So my question, and Mr. I'm gonna ask you first, and then you can give me your version. So my first question is, when did you know that she was the one, and how did you know?
You really want some honesty?
Yes.
When I knocked on the door, excuse me, when I knocked on the door, she gave me a hug and she kissed me. That was it. It was sealed right then.
Done deal.
That's the truth. I
Okay.
knew she was the one, you know.
Okay.
And looking back at it now, I can see that, you know, I wish that I'd have had everything in place in my life to give her some of the things that she wanted or that she wants. But emotionally, I don't cry over spilt milk. If it's spilt, it's done, you know, mop it up and move on.
Mhm.
But I know in a relationship, I want to be more vulnerable, but I'm just not that person. And I try to be, and I don't know how to explain it. I try to let her get all her feelings out.
Well, I'll tell you how he explained it. Did you take it to God?
That is true.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
true. That is
Okay.
true.
So let me ask you, Will, where are you at with your emotional intelligence?
Well, I understand what I go through as a man. And I understand what she goes through as a woman. But as far as that I gotta hold your hand and walk you through this, you know, no, you're gonna have to stand up. You're gonna have to be that person that you say you are. If you're a woman or a man, things in this life happens and things aren't pretty in this life, you know. So if it hurts, I'll give you my shoulder to cry on, but you got like 15 minutes. And then you're gonna have to say, okay, I understand. And you got to walk through it. And I'll be there right there with you.
Mhm.
You know, I'll be there with you. But far as letting you cry all day and all night about a situation, I'm not gonna do that. That's,
cry all day.
that's just not who I am. Because to be honest with you, and the reason why, can I
What?
be honest with you? The reason why I'm like that, I did 17 years in prison.
Oh, they already know that.
So-
My whole audience know that.
So I was around a bunch of men who did not want to take responsibility for their behaviors. You know, I'm in here because of this, I'm in here because it don't matter. You know, well, they treating me like this or they treating me like that in there. A white guy told me, his name's Chicken Hawk, you know,
Chicken Hawk.
Chicken Hawk. He told me we were putting in plumbing in prison, and he told me guys just crying all around him, and it stuck with me what he said to this day. He said prison is not a place for you to come and they give you your wants. It's supposed to be a deterrent, and it's supposed to be hard. And when he said that, it's like a light bulb just clicked in my head, and I understood then that I can make it through this.
Well, now I got a question. How does that relate to a relationship? Like, how does that?
Okay, it's very easy. In this life, we have hardships. Ain't nothing ever gonna be pretty. You might have some good days and you're gonna have some bad days. But what I take out of that is the strength that I have, I can give to you and show you how to make it through.
Okay.
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 Okay. I'm satisfied with that
Being
answer.
honest.
All right. Well, then back at you, my queen. When did you know he was the one, and how did you know?
It probably was a few days after that when he invited me to his aunt's birthday party at his mom's house. And he kept begging me to come. And I told you guys the story before. I was drinking. He was like, don't nobody care about that. My family don't care about that. And I said, this boy really crazy about me. But when I got over there, he had told his parents so much about me, his aunts. I mean, they have birthday parties like we have birthday parties.
Mhm.
And everybody embraced me. Everybody embraced me like they knew me all my life.
Okay.
So that meant for me, he was talking to me and he was talking to me about his people because with family, you know, we know all relatives do not get along. I mean, they might not like your boo thing, but everybody from his sisters to his brother to his aunts, uncles, his mom and dad, everybody just embraced me. And I could tell he had been talking about me. He was happy, which his mom had already told me that anyway. And I knew then. And then he came into the house. And at that point, I was putting my life back together. And he saw the needs in the house. He didn't ask me. I would come home and things, he would have bought things for the house, stuff that we needed, not stuff that we wanted. And I was just like, here, keep her.
Now I'm gonna remember this conversation next time you get mad at me.
Well, that's gonna be tomorrow, so that's gonna be tomorrow on the way to church when I be saying, can you please slow down?
You son.
Oh goodness.
That was it. He accepted me with all my flaws. I accepted him with all his flaws.
Mhm.
But I think the one thing that we both said that before, that we wish we would have slowed it down enough to get to know each other a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what his financial situation was. He didn't know what my financial situation was. We came together. It got a little bit messy, but I'm glad to say we worked it. That part we have no problem with, even with me not working right now.
Mhm.
Now it's just I'm home. He's at work. When he come home, I want to talk.
And he's ready to unwind.
He
Yeah.
like, man, I done worked all day in creek and coal and Yeah. But what I say about that is, and that was one of my questions, why I gotta sit under the couch because you tired, but I can't talk. So I can't ask about the show. You want to be up under me, but I can't talk.
Yeah, he wants your energy. He wants your energy. That's what it is. Mhm.
That was one of my questions to you guys. How do you get to that part? Because I know, Willie, you're always talking about work and how they get on your nerves, and you got so many layers. How do y'all get that quality time without getting on each other's nerves?
Normally, when we first get home from work, we I'll come in, hey babe, how was your day? Mwah, and I'm going in the room because I just need.
Rewind just a little bit.
Oh,
We have a phone call every day. We have a phone call every day. I know about now because of the new time schedule.
mhm.
So I get called, do the check-in. How's the day? We've already did how's your day and all that before she's even left work. So when she comes in, it's just, the kiss, hey, she goes to the bedroom, she goes in there, whatever the hell she does. And I'm in the living room doing what I do. And that's like at least an hour,
Yeah.
2 hour decompressing.
Yeah. And like even when I'm on breaks and I'm already home and he comes home, it's the same thing. We've already talked a couple times during the day. And I know he doesn't like to be bombarded when he walks in. So it's the hey babe, how's your day? All right, you need me to get you anything?
Yeah.
He's like, I just wanna get my work clothes off, get something to eat and just relax.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's some days it's here and there where I may be more lovey-dovey,
Mhm. Or chatty, just
or
depending on
chatty,
what's going on.
depending on how the day went and then how, I'm feeling. But yeah, for the most part,
Mhm.
I need my 50 feet in an hour.
Yeah.
I hate to butt in, but I can understand that. I mean, I really can.
Mhm.
As men, not just black men, but men in general, being a man in general, I can understand because of the people that we have to deal with all day long.
Mhm.
So I don't want to take that garbage out on you when you ask me something, because I'm still in that fight mode all day when I get to that door.
Yeah.
I gotta have a slick mouth, a slick comeback. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And most of the time when I walk through the door, she gets it because, you know, she's there, and I'll be telling her, babe, let me get in this shower before you talk to me. And I don't mean to be mean or snappy, but that's the way it come out because I've been around people you had to have aggression in your voice all day long. You had to have, man, I ain't trying to hear that crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I when I do get that moment to get all that junk off me, now I don't hurt her feelings because I didn't receive what she was trying to give me when I came through the door. And I can understand when you said, Willie, about some days are better than other days. I can come in and I'm lovey-dovey and I'm smiling with her. I didn't have that much crap to deal with today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
My day was like, I didn't have to be in my mind all day long. It was just easy.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's some days where, hey, let's go out to eat. Let's go out to eat. On Tuesday, Wednesday night, which is very unlike me. Because once I get home, I'm home. Once I take my work boots off, I'm done. It's a done deal. But there's some days they're like, hey, you know what? I think I want to take baby out. Let's go out. Let's go grab a bite to eat or something. Let's run to the store real quick while I'm in the mood. Don't wait till 7, 8 o'clock. Let's do it while I'm in the mood. Let's go ahead. Let's go now. While you got me. Remember, I'll drive around the block a few times till you get home, so I don't go in the house. So once I go in the house, but yeah, because I'm a lead in my department. You know what I mean? So I'm constantly having to lead other people all 10, 12 hours a day. Sometimes I'm leading my manager because he he needs to be led sometimes. So when I come home, I'm clocked out.
Mhm.
I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
When I get home, I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know nothing. I don't want to move nothing.
Right. And I can
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I can definitely relate to that too, because with me being a teacher, I'm on all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on all day.
Yeah.
And so both of us, when we get home, it's just like, some days we don't. Sometimes I feel like I have been either talking so much or listening so much, because if I'm not talking, it's Miss Porter this, Miss Porter that. That I feel like on the drive home, I feel like my body is buzzing. It's just like, that I need to come down from.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, there are some days where I've had a day and I come in and I just want to melt into one of those bear hugs, and it washes it all away. Some days it's I'm going in here and you can stay in here, but then there's some days where I need to be under him because I need that energy. Like when you say, you come home, why do I gotta be here if I can't talk? He just needs that.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that too, because there's some days where I just need to be in, and he'll say, what? And I'm like, I just need to be in your space.
Yeah. I mean, and there's some days we can tell on the phone call. This when we call is just, hey, what's wrong?
Right.
It was one of them days. You know what I'm saying? You just, you can just tell by the way somebody answered the phone
Mhm.
that, it was a rough day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or
I
like
get it.
today when I came in and I looked in his face, I was like, what's wrong? He was like, what? I said, the look on your face, and that's when he wasn't feeling well, the allergies or whatever.
Yeah.
But you know how we are, we get in tune, and if you've been together for a while, what's normal, what's not normal, when things get kind of out of sync, you recognize it easily.
Yeah. Yeah. If you pay attention.
Well, I got a question for both of the men. I mean, and I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay.
I know for me, I'm Chatty Betty. Why is, how do I want to put this question? We know something bothering you because we're in tune with your mate. You in tune with their energy. Why is it always nothing bad? For me, his come out maybe a week, maybe 2 days later. Remember that day you asked me what was wrong? Well, this was bothering me. Why the long gap before the communication?
Oh, that's
We
that's an
still
easy question. That's easy
Go ahead.
because like myself, depending on what it is, I need time to process it.
Thank you.
And I need time to process. I need time to process how I want to say it, because depending on what it is or how you ask me can depend on how my response is going to be. It can be aggressive, it can be semi-aggressive, or I can blow the roof off. So depending on what it is, I may need 48 to 72 hours to process how I want to respond, articulate. That's the word I'm looking for. Articulate how I want to say it.
Did you get your answer? I like that, Willie. I was sitting here thinking the same thing, man. I really was, because if I answer you, if I'm mad about something, you're gonna get everything I got.
Mm-hmm.
All the meanness, all the nastiness. But if you give me time to process it, get it out of me, I can come back to you and I can tell you what's bothering me with a normal attitude and be okay with whatever you said.
That's true. We talked about that. I mean, I think for us, like you guys were saying earlier, we started that whole, what was it, a year or two ago, having the phone conversation before he gets home. So we get everything out. If it's something bothering me, if it's joy or if something bothering him. So during that, he works like 45 minutes to an hour away. So during that hour, if he feels like talking about it, we get it out through that phone call. So when he gets home, I know I can check his temperature. I know he's tired. He ready for dinner. Let me take a shower. All I want to do is sit on the couch because in 2 hours I got to go to bed because I get back up at 4:35.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In that 45 minutes to hour, depending on how his day's going, he's probably still not listening to you. He heard what you're saying, but he's probably not listening
I
because he's probably
I can
probably like,
confirm.
yeah, yeah, mm-hmm, yeah. All right, okay, all right. I love you.
Hey man, you can't be telling all the secrets, man.
Yeah, tell all the things. I listen to their show, so
Hey, you're
Yeah.
right about that, dude. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm trying to hear her, and most of the time, all I get is wonk, 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 wonk when I'm trying to hear it. But I can't hear because my mind is cluttered with everything else, and it might be even a conversation that I had with her earlier, trying to figure out what can I do to help her, to make her feel the way that she want to feel. And then when she comes right back at it again, now it's just wonk, 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 wonk. And I can't hear what she really saying or what she really needs.
Yeah. I mean, there's times when I call her to check in on her, and I'm like,
well, what?
what? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. They was dead wrong, babe, and I didn't nothing.
Nothing.
And then there's times where she would tell me all that, and then all she wants me to do, all she wants is for me to listen. She don't want a response. She don't want me to fix it. She just want me to listen. And then sometimes, depending on how a day is, look, I don't care. No, figure it out. Figure it out,
Yeah.
But then but sometimes, they just want us to listen sometimes. They don't always want us to fix it. They don't always want us to be the problem solver. Sometimes it's just us being their person and listening to what they got going on and how they feeling. We don't have to process everything that they are going through. We just have to just listen sometimes. And sometimes we don't want to.
Understandable. And I tell you something I've also learned is that, like he said, sometimes he calls and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. There are a lot of times, like, he says we want them to listen. It's a lot of times once I hear it all out loud instead of in my head, I will have already answered a question. I worked through, I seen what I needed to see. So yeah. So a lot of times it's just like when you call or we come in, or you come in and we get that just
One thing I think a lot of people, like if there's any like couples that's listening to this, are watching this, is this gonna be on YouTube? No. Okay. But anybody who's listening, like couple wise,
I don't know yet.
okay. But I think one thing that I've been like our season that I've been realizing is like you can be in a relationship, you can be a couple for 10, 15, 20 years. You can be married. But unless that person is not your person, you will never really know what it is to be in the space of someone who really loves you and understands you. To really have your person. We can be boyfriend, girlfriend all we want. We can be husband and wife all we want. But if I'm not your person, you're not my person, we just keeping the bed warm and eating together. That's all we do.
That's
going
right.
through the motions. Going through
That's
the motions.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I've said that on many occasions because this is my third one. This is his second one.
But and you know what? The the good thing in that is, because I experienced it when we got together, it was so this is what it's supposed to be like.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You know, I've had other
Mhm.
relationships before, but then you get like, oh, so this is what it should feel like.
Uh-huh. I've
And I
had
think,
those moments with him.
yeah, and I think that's when you realize this is your person. You know what I'm saying? Oh, relationships are work,
Yeah.
but in this relationship, it's easy work. It's
Uh-huh.
work that you don't mind doing.
Right.
It's okay, if I'm gonna go through the rough patch, I'd rather go through it here than
Uh-huh.
anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had those moments myself, just because I'm strong-headed, strong-willed, single mom, third marriage. So when I got with him, he takes the lead. I'm the man of this household. And I did not have that in the previous relationships. I was always the lead, the breadwinner, all of it. So it for me, I have to adjust my mind around. He is the lead. Pipe down a little bit because we do as women. I know I did with my messed up thinking in the past relationships. We say we want a man, but when we get one that knows how to take the lead, knows how to love you, knows how to be responsible financially, we don't adjust very well in the beginning. And some have walked away because I've had those thoughts, and then, like you just said, I'm like, man, he too strong for me because I want to be in charge. But then when I regroup, I'm like, what am I walking away from? Someone that loves me, hardworking, does for me before he does himself. We can play, we can joke. He loves God, he loves church. I mean, what am I walking away from? Okay, I'm just mad at him today. I have those conversations with myself, and I have to tell myself, pipe down a little bit. Even on my podcast, sometimes I'm like, pipe down a little bit. And then I'll go out there and be like, honey, did you hear that? Yeah, I heard some of it.
And you know what? To what you're saying, when you have had to step up and be the head as a female, you know, we talk about women and their masculine energy. Um, it's hard to sometimes it's hard to let that go
Mhm.
and to maneuver in your feminine energy. I'll tell you something that I noticed that was the exact opposite for me.
Mhm.
When I got into this relationship and him being that the a man, a strong man, um, very in tune with his emotions, it was super easy for me to just let all of it go. I honestly feel like sometimes I let too much go,
Mhm.
but I have that comfort, that safe space, and that security where I didn't worry about the things I used to worry about anymore.
Mhm.
So that was just like a big burden, a big weight off of my shoulders.
Mhm.
Oh, let me get this real quick. I know, like for me, I I don't mind being the lead, but at the same time, I need you to also be prepared in the event. So don't put it all on me. And then if something happens to me, if I walk out here and get hit by a car or something, now you lost because
Uh-huh.
everything you invested so much of that lead energy into me, now you're lost.
Uh-huh.
So I expect for
Uh-huh.
you to have some type of a savings account. I expect for you to know who to call or what to do in the event that I'm not around. That's like There's been times I've been trying to show her, hey, you want me to show you how to change the filter for the furnace? Because I'm not gonna always be around.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you want me to show you how to do this? You want me to show you how to do that? Because I'm not gonna always be around.
Mm-hmm. That's been my conversation. And I think that has been our problem in communicating that because I'm always been in the lead. And like you, I went all the way to the top in management, all the way. So I think about those things. I had to think about life insurance for myself, the children, burial, who I'm going to keep in charge, just stuff in general. Mom's not always going to be here. And I think with you, and I could be wrong, I don't think you care for it too much, but that's my mindset. Like you're not always gonna be here. So I don't want to, even though I've been at home for the last 2 years, I'm a stay-at-home wife. I don't want to lose my sense of know-how. I know how to do this. I know how to survive if he's not here. But at the same time, I do want him to know that I appreciate that he is here. But I still have those survival skills on from everything that I went through as a single mom, single parent.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that. It doesn't bother me that a woman is strong, but what bothers me is that if I'm doing something and I know I'm doing it right, and you come and tell me, no, I want you to do it this way. Now you don't got them horns coming up out of my head because now you're telling me that I can't do it this way. And I'm wait a minute, just let me do it. And if it goes wrong, I'll take the responsibility for
Yeah.
it. I'm
But I've been working on that though.
oh yeah, I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about that. You know, in today's relationships, I can see how women and men feel like they have to be heard all the time, you know. And my wife will tell you quick, we get in an argument, the first thing I'll tell her is, you're not letting me say anything. And then she'll turn around and say, you're not saying anything I want to hear. You know? So I get to that point and I say, okay, if I don't want to be in this argument, let me just be quiet. And I'll get quiet. She says I'm shutting down, and I'm not shutting down. I'm just tuning that out because sooner or later you're going to pipe down. And when you pipe down, I'll have an opportunity to say what I want to say. So I'm going to let you get all that anger out. And I'm understanding that as, oh yeah, I'll let you say all you want to say.
Boy, boo.
I'll let you say all you want to say. But, and I wouldn't change anything that I've been through with her, the good and the bad, because I can see where she wants to go in life. And I know if I can ever get half of what we need or what we want from each other, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. I don't
need to have to that, honey bun. I just need you to listen to me.
see, I told you.
So
Listen to her, we're gonna be all right.
So let me ask you two a question. Will, what have you learned from Victoria since y'all been together? And Victoria, what have you learned from Will since y'all been together?
Oof.
I want to see if there's been any transfer of energy.
You know what? I have learned from him how to keep my cool in some situations because he is so, nothing moves him. Literally nothing moves him. I'm gonna give you guys a prime example. Yesterday, I've been talking about moving. You guys probably heard it on my show. Because we got some rambunctious kids in the neighborhood or whatever. Yesterday, I go to raise up the window in the office, and there's a bullet hole in the window, but it's a BB gun. So it goes through the first set of the window, but it doesn't come through the second set. Normally, I would have been freaking out and dialing him on the phone. You know, you gotta come home, blah 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 blah. I've learned patience and how to be calm in situations where I would usually lose my cool, but it still doesn't mean I like it, but I understand where he's coming from. Because the times that I've wanted him to lose his cool, he's like, what is that gonna solve? If I go knock on somebody's door, cuss them out, if I get out the car and do this, what is that gonna solve? So where I was so headstrong and quick tempered, I've learned to pipe that down a little bit. I think, yeah.
Yeah, you working on
I was pretty good yesterday, wasn't
it. Yep, you was real good yesterday.
Mhm.
So I think I've learned that, and I do. He thinks I don't, but I do go back and I'm registering what he's saying. Like he said, he did 17 years in prison. And he tells me all the time, I've seen it all. I've had conversations with people that were doctors and lawyers. And when they say, I asked them, why are you in here? What made you snap? And it was just that split second. But they're good people. But they had a moment of, it was a split second of they snapped in the heat of their anger. So I've learned to be cautious when I'm out, be around more my surroundings, pay attention a little bit more because I'm just bubbly and hey, how you doing? I'm Victoria. I'm talking. I've learned to be aware of my surroundings and kind of keep my cool a little bit more because I would fly off of the handle real deep, like spaz spaz out.
Okay.
What did you learn about me?
I think for me, you live in your feelings a lot. You let your emotions go. They just all over the place. And I'm learning how to, separate my emotions a little bit better, because it's plenty of times that I just want to hug you and tell you that I love you, but you have so much stuff on your mind. And I know that that's the type of person that you are. I know that you keep stuff on your mind. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
You're gonna make me cry. Because sometimes he's so stern, and I've told you guys this before, and any of my listening audience, he takes his faith walk very seriously. So he's always saying, I don't worry about what the world worries about. And that's why I don't listen to some of your show. I might listen to your morning inspirations, but you talk about the things of the world, and that's not my concern. I keep my mind on heavenly places. And I'm like, but you still walk around in this world.
Mm.
So to know that makes me feel good. See, we learned something on the things about relationships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're special. I really do.
I do too.
I think you're smart. I think you're ambitious. And I know that and I see that. And, I had my own business one time and my inability to listen to her cost me down the road, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Mhm. I'm one of those guys that if I put my hands in it, I want it from the top to the bottom. It's, I'm on it. When I met her, I was a supervisor. And when I left that job, like I said, I started my own business. I think I took $10,000 and started my business. And when I did that, I didn't consult her, didn't ask her for her help, but I wanted her to do the paperwork. So in the midst of that, I learned, man, that if I ever get another shot to start another business, she would have to be, a part of the decision making in HR. She has to be. She has a good business brain. She's very motivated. and she goes after things 110%. She puts everything into it. And I seen that when she was doing the paperwork and promotion of my business. She didn't stop, you know. And I never had a chance to say thank you, for what you did do. And I never apologized to her when she said, I thought it was us. And in my mind, I'm thinking it was us, but it wasn't. It was me. Yeah. And that's just the truth of the matter.
You ain't gonna get me today, Will Johnson. Well, y'all, I didn't ask anything that I wanted to ask. This one a whole different way, but I like it.
You all right?
I am. You ain't gonna get me today.
And you know what? It's good to see, because what the thing about us has done for us, it's been like our kind of our therapy place. We have learned so much about each other. We have grown in so many ways through just, discussions, random questions, and they, like you say, they go where we did this in the direction we intended to go, but it's good that we went there.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Most definitely.
Well, one thing I did learn is most men think the same when they want their me time. So I need to give you 50 feet.
Not every day. It's just, some days.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
question for y'all.
Mhm.
I have a question for y'all. How does it feel to know that you have someone, even when they're mad or angry or upset, they still in your corner? How does
Amazing.
it make you feel?
Amazing. It's like a us against the world. You don't worry. It's a He's a safe space. Our relationship is a safe space. Where it's okay to be exactly who I am in whatever moment, in whatever way. I feel it's okay. I feel accepted, even when I don't make the best choice, or if I'm wrong. I have dread sometimes going through those things, but I don't have fear.
I can understand that.
And that's how I feel. I think she summed it up the best. You know, that was it. I have dread sometimes because I'm not accustomed to you being the head. I've always been in a leadership position. I'm dreading the outcome if it doesn't go the way in my mind it has pictured. So for me, the same way. So I think we didn't tapped into stuff, guys. I think we didn't
Wait a
tap.
minute. I want to hear his. I want to hear his answer.
Yeah, come on, Big Willie.
Come on.
King Willie.
No, it does it feels good. I don't know. I got two. I got two, but I don't know. I guess for me, because I've been on the journey that I've been on for the last few years, it's in some ways I'm getting used to it. And then some ways, it feels good. I'm oh man. In some aspects, and this is not me, this is not a man's answer. This is just me being who I am. It's kind of like, hey, whatever happens. You know what I mean? It's I can't, if you mad, you mad, but at least I got my point across and you understand why you mad. So I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's I have to learn that that's not always the best direction. Sometimes it is. it is what it is. But it feels good. It feels good. We had a episode this week. Phone call. Yeah, yeah. She I'm not sure if Fiona is even really prepared for my emotional intelligence. Because I called her to check in, and what she do is while I'm in the middle of a sentence, she starts talking to somebody else. So I just hung the phone up. I'm not dealing with this. No, 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 no. Not Mr. Willie. I'm not dealing with this. So what she do, she calls back. Let it rain. Let it rain. I
What
took
is
my
that all
ashwagandha.
about?
I took my ashwagandha, took my ibuprofen, and took my big ass to bed.
I can't with her.
I sure did. I sure did. Yes, I did.
Mhm. Now, now, he was
Come on,
right.
Pete.
He was right, and I was 100% wrong. It was inconsiderate. And I should have been more considerate in the situation. What I didn't anticipate was I felt like it was a tit for tat. You mess up, so I'ma hang up. I get that I was wrong. I was wrong 500%. But I felt a way because I would have never hung up on him. I would have been angry, but I would have never done that.
No, but it wasn't a tit for tat. It was, hey, Stanley talking to you, but you talking to someone else. You intentionally stop to talk to someone else. So what am I doing? I'm not gonna stay on the phone because we done been through this. So
I did that yesterday.
if this was like a first go around, it'd have been different. But this wasn't the first go around.
I
And
did
my
that
emotional
yesterday.
intelligence is too high right now to be on the phone. Hey, hello, hey, 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 hey. You heard me?
Oh man.
You funky dog here, you know you hear me. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm hanging the phone up. I threw the phone on the couch, took my ashwagandha, took my ibuprofen, and I went to bed. I'm not doing no.
You know,
I talk to you in the morning.
There you go. Yeah. I can get down with that. Well, let me ask you this. I like that.
I'm normal now. I'm normal. We are normal.
I've been telling you. Let me ask you something. Let me ask both of y'all ladies something. Do y'all think we as men, black men, are petty sometimes when it comes to listening and doing the things that you want us to do, or even in an argument? Do you think we're petty? Like you said, Miss Fiona, do you think that? Excuse me.
Fiona.
See,
Fiona.
that's what I said. Fiona. Hey, look, you don't have to excuse me because I'm a little bit country.
You good?
Okay. Do you think, Willie said something. He said that he wasn't being petty. But do you think we are petty sometimes because we won't give y'all the benefit of the doubt sometimes?
I don't know that I would say it was. I don't know that I would call it being petty. It's hard for me to answer that generally. I'd have to answer it specifically to him. I don't think well, he can be petty. He can be petty. I'm trying to think of how to put this. You know how we talked about work? There's work Willie, and then there's my Willie. Willie is Willie. But sometimes he comes home, baby, you ain't at work. I need you to take that back to work because you at home right now. I'm not one of your coworkers. So I need you to leave work, Willie, at work.
Can
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
can I respond to that real
Yes,
quick?
yes.
You know why Work Willie is at home? Is because Work Willie see the you better get me cussing on this lady's Christian platform. Don't you make Willie come up out of himself. Look, because the same stuff that we see at work is what we see at home, and we don't want to see that. The same type of if you know something needs to be done and you don't do it, you know you should do it, you can do it, but you decide you don't want to do it because you don't feel like it. That's what we deal with at work. So when we come home and we get that same vibe, oh, still on the clock. Then this is overtime.
I'm not talking about in that situation. There's some
Oh.
days
Oh,
you come home and you work, Willie, and you know what I mean when I say work, Willie.
And
Yeah,
and I can concur. And I can say basically listening to you and your white friend talk today. I mean, he was talking like you, and I didn't know if he was black or white. If I didn't know the dude, I knew he was white. And him and his wife was having some issues. And I'm listening, but I feel what you say, Fee. He don't have that, take that hat off. Prime example, I told you this last week. I called you on lunch, and you had the young guy driving the truck. You was giving him directions. He like, man, turn that GPS off. You don't need that GPS. I'm like, man, he talked to him rough. And sometimes Work Willie
Yeah.
come through the door, and that's what I be telling him.
Yeah.
I was in a good mood for you walked in.
Yeah.
So, but when I heard him talking to the young guy that he was training, I'm like, that's just him.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
learned something else about him a week ago. I'm like, man, he talked to everybody like that. It ain't just me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that. I think it was our last episode. Well, I was like, I had to learn that I can't talk to her. I like to treat everybody the same and talk to
There you
everybody
go.
the same.
Yeah.
And I had to learn how to. Excuse me. I had to learn how that Fiona is not one of my coworkers at work. Because even hey, we hired you to lift up to 50 pounds. So if you can't lift up to 50 pounds, why are you here, ma'am? Why you need my help? Because it says that be able to lift up to 50 pounds. In my mind, Fee, why can't you move the refrigerator? Why can't you?
Hey,
So
Right.
but that's something that I have learned, that it's just, but sometimes,
Yeah. He's a very direct person.
yeah,
And one of the conversations that we've had before was, baby, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Do you have to say it this way? Do you, yeah. And
V-
sometimes you do, depending on who you're talking to. But yeah.
but you know
V
what
tells
else?
me that
Well, go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Will.
he tells me that a lot because I'm very direct, and I'm kind of stern when I talk, because I want you to understand exactly what I'm saying. So it ain't no problem.
Because I'm not repeating this again.
Yeah. That's right. But after I say it one time, anytime, any breath I use after that, it's just wasted breath.
Mhm.
So, but I'm like you, Willie, because I understand. And I've been trying to practice this lately. I'm not good at it, I'll be honest with you, is how I speak to her. I'm not good at it yet. It bothers me when she say, you don't have to talk to me like that. And then I sit down and I'm like, man, what did I say? Because to me, I've always talked. You know, I didn't feel good yesterday or the day before, you know. Uh I guess we was having our own little tiff, you know. So when when I go to her and I try to say something to her, I want to be able to, you know, even if I'm upset, I want to be able to say it with some lightness to her. You see what I'm saying? So it won't push you away. It'll make her, okay, he's upset, but he's not trying to bite my head off, you know.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, kind of respond to what Fee had said about it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Y'all females think y'all slick because y'all do the same thing.
Thank you.
With y'all passive aggressive responses. Huh?
Victoria, we don't
But
have to
y'all,
sit. Victoria, we don't have to sit here for this. We don't have to take
I
this.
know, I know.
uh,
On that
first-
note, we gonna wrap it up. The things about
Mm.
relationships.
Be finished. What was you saying, babe?
I'm just saying that sometimes what we say is a response of how y'all say stuff. So
He
if
does
y'all
say
don't want, if y'all don't want us to respond in a certain tone or say certain things, then y'all need to practice what you preach and work on that.
I don't take tones with you, baby.
It's not the tone, it's how you say it. That's what you just said.
That's tone.
You know what?
Hey,
Wrap it up.
I
No,
know
just
guess
wrap
he
it up.
told
Just wrap it
us.
up because she's not listening. She's
I guess
not
he
listening.
told us. All right, King of Queens.
The funny thing is that you two are so much alike in so many ways. It's just uncanny. But one of the things that I have learned in this relationship and just as a woman in general, you remember when that book came out that talks about men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and
Yes.
how like you always say, we come to be like, what's wrong? Something's wrong. You acting. We make men out to be more complicated than they are. Because 9 times out of 10, when you ask a man a question and he gives you an answer, that's it. We're the ones reading into it, trying to make it more than what it is. Men are simple in that, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but men are simple like that, generally speaking.
It's funny you said that because when I was washing the dishes earlier this week, I said, man, I threw away my Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus book. I literally was thinking that. I was like, I need to go back and read that book because I got it when it first came out. But, and I heard that earlier this week, listening to someone else's podcast, and she was saying most of the time, men tell you exactly what they're thinking. Exactly. They don't go around with the indirect way. So I get that.
I hope so.
Good shit.
Hey, Will, do you read books? Do you read many books? Have time?
I do, man, but most of the time now, when I come home, this is my normal routine. I come home about 6, 7 o'clock. I take a shower. She cooks. I stay up to about 8:30, and I jump straight into bed. And I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I do it again the next day.
Yeah,
But
me
you
too.
get your sleep. You do.
Yeah, we got a library, and I don't read books about relationships. I'm be honest with you. I don't read books about self-help. I'm I'm one of those guys that I know I'm one of those guys, man. I feel like if God can't fix it, it can't be fixed. We can't fix ourselves, and I know I can't fix me because I'm messed up. I know if some days if I didn't have her in my life jumping on me all the time, I'll probably be, smoking weed, going to work and drinking. I know that. So getting back to your point, I just went all the way around the Marbury books.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you good? You good? You good?
I don't read as much as I used to. I'm just
If you ever get a chance, there's this guy called Jason Wilson, has a book called Cry Like a Man.
Oh,
yeah.
You can even you may be able to YouTube it,
okay.
but it's a really good book for men of color, period.
Okay.
So check it out.
Jason Wilson.
Jason Wilson. Yeah, Jason Wilson, Cry Like a Man.
I've heard of that book.
Okay.
I haven't read it, but I heard it.
Yeah.
Well,
really,
next time if we ever get together, I probably would have read something out of it by then. If we get together again, just to show you, I do listen when somebody gives me something good. Jason Wilson, Cry Like a Man.
How about
and another thing, you're not messed up. You're a work in progress, brother.
Yeah.
Don't never, especially in my presence, don't ever put yourself down.
Yeah.
You're a work in progress.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to say that.
No, you wasn't.
But anyway,
Victoria. Stop it.
Yes,
Stop
I
it.
was
It's in the
too.
show. Don't do it.
I was getting ready to say that. All right, King and Queen, tell us where we can find your amazing show.
Go ahead, babe.
We are the Thing About Us podcast. You can find us on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I just had a blank.
Good Pods.
Good Pods.
There you go.
All streaming platforms. You can find us. The Thing About Us podcast. Yep.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming onto the show. I've been waiting for this. I'm so excited about it. I hope everybody enjoyed the conversation.
Yes,
And
thanks for having us.
more
And I'm
than
so
welcome
glad
come back.
to meet you, meet Mister. I hear about you all the time. It's so good to finally meet you.
It was good to meet y'all. Hey, I really enjoyed myself, man.
Good time.
This is not the first time, but to talk to other people and to see that, we're not so much different after all in relationships. It's just how we choose to handle what we go through. And I appreciate that. I really do have no idea. I appreciate it.
Peace and blessings to you all. Until next time.
Until next time.
Thanks.